What is going on, everybody? My name is Jay. This is Unplayable, and I'm here with D House to talk about some awesome new news for Disney Lorcana. So, if you live under a rock, they have basically announced Set 2. Not basically, they did announce
They did it.
Set 2. And what's the name of that set, Coach?
Rise of the Floodborn.
Yeah, so I expect we're going to get a lot of Floodborn shift cards in this set compared to the last one.
I love
I'm also surprised it's not Chapter 2.
it.
That would be so lame though, for real, if it was like the second chapter.
Someone in the marketing department is just phoning it in, man. Chapter 2. Chapter 3.
Yep. So I think somebody said it's going to be 204 cards again. I don't know if that's confirmed or not. They've announced a bunch of cards.
It says it on the cards. It has their card number on the bottom left, and it says,
okay,
/204.
Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, I'm seeing it now. They also announced a Disney 100 gift set, I guess. And we know how hard it's going to be to get these gift sets compared to the gift sets that we can't get right now. Yeah. And they're going to have alt art cards that look like basically enchanted cards for different characters. Elsa, Maui, I think a Mickey, and then a couple of the new cards, if I'm not mistaken. And those look awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to try to hunt those down when they come
I don't
out.
care at all. I'm hoping that's like a little bit of like breadcrumbs for the collectors to go distract them while I get the actual value cards to play a game of Lorcana.
I hear that. I'm gonna want 4 sets of it though, so I can have 4 of each.
Okay, are you taking out a second mortgage or what are you doing?
I might as well.
I saw someone pre-sale for $900 today.
It's insane. Absolutely
$900.
insane. Makes no sense.
It's stupid.
All right, so what we wanted to do today is kind of break down some of the cards in this new set. They announced a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
13.
I mean, we are 13 cards out of the new set, and we barely have like scratched the surface on set 1 in terms of like league play and tournaments. At least that's what it feels like to me. So it's quite surprising, and I kind of like it. I like getting a lot of content. So
it's good for us.
It makes me happy.
It's good for our YouTube channel, that's for sure.
All right, so we're just gonna go through these one at a time and see what we think. You ready,
hot
Coach?
take time. I really have not spent a lot of time reading these, so I'm excited. Like a lot of my response is going to be in the moment. First time I read it, like I kind of glanced at them the day it was posted, but I didn't go deep. So let's do this.
Perfect. All right, we're going to start with a banger right here. Cinderella, Stout-Hearted, a 7-cost Inkable, 5/5 with 3 lore. It shifts for 5, and it has Resist 2, a new keyword. Let's go. Damage dealt to this character is reduced by 2, so that's every instance of damage dealt to that character is going to be decreased by 2. So Fire the Cannons just bounces right off her shield. I love it. And then her ability is the Singing Sword. Whenever you play a song, this character may challenge ready characters this turn. Holy cow. Our first ever able to challenge ready characters rule-breaking card. And this one is spicy. Coming in on 5, that means you can immediately challenge into a Cusco if you come in on 5, get to sing a song with one of your other characters, and then swing into Cusco before he even gets to quest for 3. That's kind of spicy.
Yeah, dude, this Cinderella looks absolutely amazing. First of all, the art is awesome. This whole Floodborn, she's got the whole armor on, ready to slay some dragons there. Love the new keyword. The resist keyword is awesome. The whole grab your swords, just anti-tech against its own tech, I guess, because it is steel. And yeah, that ability to play a song, you can challenge ready. There's what's not to love about this. This is a great card. Princess synergy, I love. Like if there's some knight synergy, I'm all about it. Great design.
I agree. I'm digging this one. I also just like steel in general, and I like the theme. All right. Next up, we have Smart Gaston. Now, this one was kind of like semi spoiled when the game first came, or like before the game even came out. Somebody mentioned on a board game channel that they knew about a Gaston that was smart as a Floodborn character. So this is really cool to finally see it. 6 costs, uninkable, intellectual powerhouse. He's not just smart. He's a powerhouse, dude. Uh, he's a 4/4, shifts on 4. His ability is develop your brain. They call it just developed brain, probably to save space. When you play this character, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put one into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Any quest for 3.
Oof.
3.
Lots of
2-3 questers.
Lots of
here,
lore
back to
pips
back.
just dropping. And anytime I see a lot of lore pips on something that shifts in, because imagine you have the red Gaston who, he doesn't, he doesn't quest for anything. You're not worried. I'm fine. And then all of a sudden this drops and he's questing for 3 out of nowhere. That's so good. So 6 is pretty steep for someone with only 4 like willpower, so he's a little vulnerable and he's not inkable, but this is cool. I love the art too, the little chalkboard with his designs for killing the beast. It's great.
All right, so the first one was a super rare. That one's a rare. The next one is a legendary. We already have one of the 6 legendaries for the set, assuming, or not 6, it's 12,
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
One of the legendaries already. So I'm hyped, dude. Belle, hidden archer, 5 costs, uninkable, 3/3, shift for 3, princess, hero, and Floodborn. Thorny arrows. Whenever this character is challenged, the challenging character's player discards all cards in their hand and quest for 3.
That's
What do you think about this one, Coach?
like, I don't know. I am both excited and terrified that they made this card. Anything that says discards all cards in your hand in a game that already struggles when you end up in top deck mode is gross. So I do think this opens up a little bit of like when we saw the Beast is Mine card in chapter 1 of saying, like, giving someone reckless, or Iago giving someone reckless.
Yeah,
we were like, is it really like that important? And now we look at this and we're like, oh gosh. Here we go. So her like shifting in on 3, like you
3.
could get this out fairly early. I mean, what we have, the cheapest bell we have right now is 3, right, in Sapphire from chapter 1.
Right.
So
I presume we'll get another one.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
But yeah, this thing is, and questing for 3 again, so popping down, just, oh my gosh, the value. This is, and princess, you got some princess stuff you can do. Although with Moana, you don't actually want her to be ready. You want her to be challengeable and give them reckless. So it'll be interesting to see what this does for like the whole give opponents characters reckless like style.
Yeah, if you can get that to trigger early and just discard their hand early, that's gonna be insane. I'm really curious to see how that works. Like, basically, if this is exhausted early, you have to have a way around it. So you're gonna need to either have like a shield that you can ready their character with, Tinkerbell to give it evasive so your character can't swing into it if they don't have evasive, something like that to just get around having to, or a smash, I guess, having to swing in, because discarding your hand early feels like you just auto lose.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Like, that would be such a feel bad. So I'm really glad they didn't put this in set 1, because that is not the way you want people to learn how to play this game. But
No.
we'll see.
All right, next up, we got a 5 cost, the Queen, commanding presence, a 4/3, shift for 2. So this is the first character we're seeing that their shift cost is more than 2 discounted. So all of them have been like, if it's a 5 cost, you shift for 3. This one's a 5 cost that you shift for 2. So you're getting a 3 discount. Who's the fairest? Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character gets -4 power this turn, and chosen character gets +4 this turn, and she quests for 2. That's really interesting, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how. I feel like it's gonna be impactful. I feel like the ones that are like -4 or +4 or however much it is are super underrated, and they're one of those things that you can surprise your opponent, so that you can play like Scar to decrease their Simba by 5, and now you're doing a trade in with 2 of your characters, but neither one is being defeated. And now you like gained card advantage.
Yep.
So I think she might be pretty good. I'm really curious to see if we get a 1-cost Evil Queen. If we get a 1-cost Queen and then you could drop this on turn 2 as a 5-cost character, that would be nuts.
There's no way they do that. There's just no way. That's insane. But I never thought they'd print the bell that we just covered, so maybe I'm wrong. The one thing I do like, I've always wanted that Amber Hades villain deck to be a thing, and this is a villain in Amber. So I see a villain, I'm like, well, this could be really interesting and spicy. So again, 3 willpower is very low. That's a Tinker Boom shifted in and dead, you know, and that feels pretty bad. But yeah, very interesting for sure. Shifting at 2 is probably the best thing about it.
Yeah, shifting at 2 is such a cheap cost. Like, that's sweet.
Yep.
I dig. I mean, honestly, playing a 2-cost to do the effect of it almost feels like viable, let alone also gaining a character.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, next up, Zero to Hero, a new song. Let's go. Action song, 2 costs, uninkable. Count the number of characters you have in play. You pay that much ink less for the next character you play this turn. Count the number of characters you have in play. You pay that much ink less for the next character you play. It's almost like lanterns on a stick.
Yeah, but potentially better. I mean, lanterns, if you get in early, like over the course of a game, could save you lots of ink. This is sort of like I don't know. I think I think the cost is correct at 2, but would you rather just get lanterns out and pay
so
one
you
less?
can sing this,
yeah, that's
though.
true.
Like if you have a Maleficent out and then you sing it, you're playing a character for X less based on how many characters you have on the board.
Yeah.
So maybe singing it makes it
Well,
valuable?
I mean, let's think about it this way. When we saw Just in Time early on in Chapter 1, we thought that was bad, and now it's like, oh, that is like the aggro card to get Kuzco out there early and just, aggro, rush, like, let's go. So this probably has a place. It's not like automatic, like you can't just go brain dead and I think play into this, but I think people will figure out how to use this very well.
It definitely feels like an aggro card, I think. Go wide aggro card. So you go Lilo, Simba. The next turn you sing with Simba and play this. Now you can play something that costs 2 for free from hand. So play another Simba. And then you ink a card, play a Maleficent, draw a card back.
Yeah. I was going to say, you're running out of cards really quick. That's the only issue is, you're essentially paying more cards instead of resources. But again, but to rush them to the point, because we've seen this like with Be Prepared meta, like the Ruby Amethyst deck that's just wrecking. It's like you have to kind of try to win before turn 7 when you get Be Prepared. So so it's like this kind of allows you to do that, like to a certain extent of like, I'm just gonna try to get there before you can get your Dragonfires and your Be Prepareds, and it's probably pretty good.
All right, next up we got Winnie the Pooh, the Honey Wizard.
This art is sick.
He's a Dreamborn, so he's actually a wizard. He has magic. 5 cost inkable, 5/5 with 2 lore pips. That's a stat line right there.
Yeah.
That's a nice little vanilla.
Yeah.
What is Juka Jumba? Isn't he a 5/5/5?
No, he's a 5/4/5.
4/5 2. So this is just one attack more than Juka Jumba. Yeah. Okay, Jumba. Yeah. I think it'll be good.
I think it's fine. I mean, these are the cards where I just think like, oh, this is for like sealed and draft. Like these are solid stats. For sure. You like to see lots of stats on a card that you can drop and have some flexibility. So, I don't particularly think you'll see this a lot in Constructed, which is sad because that art is phenomenal. Like the more I look at it, the more I enjoy it. But hey, we got Winnie the Pooh, so.
All right, next up, Tiana, 4 cost unequal celebrating princess, 1/4 Dreamborn hero princess, resist 2, what you give is what you get. While this character is exerted and you have no cards in hand, opponents can't play actions, and she quests for 2. Interesting ability. That's
Yeah.
one way to get around Be Prepared or Dragonfire.
That's a good point. Unfortunately, she only has
But
4 willpower, so
yeah.
so she can be dealt with. Well, but she has resist too. So again, I have to think differently about stat lines with that resist keyword.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, she seems solid.
So you would have to swing in for 6 in order to defeat
Yeah.
her in 1 attack, and then if you're having to trade 2 characters, then it's +2 for every attack.
Yep.
So if you swing in for 3, you're only doing 1 damage.
Right.
So
Right. So I like that she's kind of like Rafiki proof, because we see like the the Russian Rafiki. She's like, okay, Rafiki comes in and I take 1 damage.
Yeah.
That seems pretty good.
I think resist is gonna get super annoying to play against.
Yeah, imagine if
you're-
something can give you more resist somehow.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah. Like you're gonna have to start playing higher willpower characters or strength characters.
So maybe Winnie the
because
Pooh
of
does get
resist.
played.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
But yeah, can't play actions. Like we saw Belle discard your hand, and this is can't play action. I mean, that's that's interesting.
That's brutal.
Oh gosh, I'm picturing like the Mickey, the green Mickey from set 1.
Oh god.
Where it's like, oh, I'm gonna play an action, and you can't quest, and also Tiana did this, so you can't play
play any
actions.
actions.
And it's just like, oh, so many can'ts.
You do have to have an empty hand though. You have to
Yeah,
have no
okay,
cards
that's
in
fair.
hand.
That's fair. So oh gosh, so maybe it's, I don't know.
I think it's one of those cards that if you're behind in card advantage, then it helps you.
Yeah, you're just like in top
if you're
deck
right
mode,
there at the end, and you're there at the end of at the finish line, but you need that extra oomph, and then you're able to get her out, so your opponent can't just Dragonfire.
You know what this could be good in is a Sapphire deck with the blue Belle, who can let you ink more cards per turn. So you can try to rush to that 10, and even if you get to and then you can quest with Belle for 5. Tiana's questing for 2. You have no cards in hand; they can't play actions. I don't know. Maybe that's Merry Christmas Fantasy Land, but maybe that. I mean, but something. I'm just trying to think of like what are things that get cards out of your hand that doesn't immediately like kill your momentum, and Belle could definitely do that
for sure. And then you'd play a whole new world in that deck so that you can follow it up with the fresh
There you
hand. All right. Next up is a 3-cost uninkable item, the Sorcerers Spellbook. It's purple. I didn't name the colors of the other ones, but you guys will see them on the screen. Knowledge. Exert and pay 1 ink. Gain 1 lore. So our first item that's gaining you lore, dude. I talked about this in a video before.
You kind
And
you kind of had to expect something like this, but I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, it seems like if you get 4 of these on the board, you're doing things.
Yeah.
Just gain 4 lore on a turn. That seems kind of insane. Imagine replacing. I guess you can't really replace Magic Mirror in the red purple deck, but imagine in the red purple deck you're able to get Magic Mirrors down, but you're also able to get these down.
Exactly. Like you're just wiping the board and just tapping your items to get lore.
Yeah.
Like, oh gosh, this card makes me nervous. I don't. There are a lot of these cards that make me nervous today. This one, I don't know if this one makes me more nervous than Belle. I think you can play around Belle a little bit, but we're all going to be playing Mike's brother's favorite card, Break.
Break. Play your beast. We're just going to be playing Resist and Beasts in all of our decks.
Yep.
All right. Next up is a 4-cost character, Raya, Warrior of Kumandra, Storyborn Hero Princess. 5/3 and quest for 1. It's vanilla, which is fine. We have, isn't Scar the same thing actually?
Yep.
It's the exact same stat line.
Yeah, it's the subtitle. She's a princess. He's a villain. So you'd have to build specifically going for the theme deck. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, Scar doesn't get play, so I'm expecting this to probably not get play until we see the Raya shift character that comes in and just wrecks havoc.
Yeah. Yep.
Not much to say
No.
about that. All right, next up, another Mickey Mouse. This is like Mickey Mouse number 8.
Jeez.
6 cost, inkable, friendly face, 1/6, quest for 3. Glad you're here. Whenever this character quests, you pay 3 less for the next character you play this turn. Ooh, that's kind of spicy.
Woo.
Decrease by 3, and you're gaining 3. It kind of feels more win more though, because you're already at 6 ink and you're questing for 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I'm thinking about the be prepared plays, right? On turn 7, like, stuff goes bye-bye. So you play Mickey on 6, and you might get 1 out of this before it gets destroyed in that kind of a meta, but there's definitely some interesting, like, 0 to hero and just-in-time stuff. Good thing, I mean, if Mickey was 5 and you could just-in-time this thing, that would be insane. So I'm glad they figured that out, and he's at 6. But yeah, triple lore pips again. We're seeing a lot of this, and granted, this could just be all the triple lore pips in the set, and they're giving us the spicy stuff at first. But
yeah, if that deck gets viable, say it's like purple amber, and you're able to just play characters for super cheap, and then just keep drawing cards, it might be pretty good. We'll have to wait and see. All right, next up, Merlin Shapeshifter, 4 cost, storyboard, mentor, sorcerer. 1/5, Battle of Wits. Whenever one of your other characters is returned to your hand from play, this character gets +1 lore this turn.
Whenever.
So there must be ways to bounce your own characters for benefits.
This is brooms, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, actually,
Does that
no.
work?
Brooms go to discard pile first and then return to your hand, I think.
Okay.
Same with Dr. Facilier.
Yeah. So you could do like Befuddle is actually I think Merlin's on that art actually, the return a character,
he is.
1 or 2 cost to hand.
So would you want to return your own character to hand? That feels weird.
I mean, the only thing is like if you had like a 1 or 2 cost that had like a lot of power and you took some damage and then, but that just feels like a lot of work. There has to be something else.
There must be more cards that are like return a character to your hand to deal 5 damage to a character or something like that.
Yeah.
Then this would be viable. But for now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems weird.
Yep.
Next up, 4 costs, another Elsa, and she's got her gloves off. Let's go. Storyborn, hero, queen, sorcerer, 3/4, challenger, 3, and 1 lore. A 6/4 attacking in is not bad. That's a lot. That's really high.
6/4 at 4 is very good. I think my daughter heard me say Elsa and ran into the room. So yeah, I think Challenger 3 is very, very strong. Yeah, that 6 strength.
Swinging in for 6 is going to be relevant with all the resists that we'll probably see.
Yep. Yeah,
so I think she'll be pretty good.
She might be a little meta dependent, but coming in at common, this is definitely something you want to draft.
All right, last one. Another item. 4 cost, uninkable, dinner bell. You know what happens. Exhaust and pay 2. Draw cards equal to the damage on chosen character of yours. Then banish them. This seems like such a weird card, but it seems like it could be one of those combo cards that just like go wild. Imagine having Triton out and you're able to like successfully get him down to 1 health, and then you draw 8 cards.
See, what I'm thinking is like something like Maui, who it's like, you know, he can take a ton of he comes in, he rushes in, he takes care of something, and then you're able to banish him to fill up the hand up to 4 or so. But you are paying 2. But this stays on the board. Like, you don't get rid of Dinner Bell. Like, it stays there for future. Yep. So that is interesting. It's not inkable, but anything that says draw cards, like I'm going to try and figure that out. Especially that's not just draw 1 card, but this could be more. So
all right, well that's all of the new cards. That was a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm really hyped for this game right now. I think I mentioned it to you guys. This is like at the top of my CCG list right now. So I'm really enjoying playing it, and I don't get to play it as often as I would like. I haven't been playing on Pixelborn or anything, but I'm still hyped for it. So
yeah, it's awesome. I'm excited to see more. I mean, we're talking November 17th, so we're gonna start to see a lot of spoilers theoretically over essentially 2 months. So Here we go. Hopefully we can all buy it.
We'll see. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.